guys, this is El Morris. Today I'm gonna show you the making of my new trance single, A New World. And I'm just show you how the track has been developed over the years. The very first idea I had in the beginning of 2014. And I would like just to show you how I started with this track. First of all, I had this very first idea. And yeah, sometimes I'm just sitting in my studio and searching for harmonies, for themes. And in 2014 I have finished and composed this one theme, and I started like with this theme first. It was just a pad with a little bit, some little soft plugs are playing around. One harmony with the pad and playing just a little bit around, which could probably work for an ambient track. But then this was the very first idea. But after that I had the idea with a harmonic structure. You will recognize it already, because yes, here. The pads. And because of these pads I already had a name or the title for this track, because it sounds like a new world for me. I don't know, it's like, wow, look at this, you are probably yeah, out in a space and you see a planet and you found a new world. It's like you come to this place and you are watching probably this place for the very first time. It should sound like this. I had this feeling when I composed these harmonies or this pad, so this is the reason of the title. You recognize this melody already, but in my very first idea, the melody you know, and this was the main melody which I used in the final song, the plug melody. But in my very first idea I extended the melody part, but in the end I don't use this because I thought it would be just too long. The melody, or just the complete melody, would be too long if I would continue like this. This was from a composer view. You know, when you are composing music, orchestral music probably, you try to develop long melodies or probably a long theme. So I brought in some new harmonic chord structures, chord progressions, some new, and this is why the melody was even longer. But I decided, you know, when you are listening to a trance song, the melody needs to be interesting, but you also need, the melody needs to be not too complex or probably not too long, because when the listeners listen to the music or to the song or to the melody, he should probably somehow understand the melody. But I'm not the one who would like to make the melody too easy, probably sometimes, but I also try not to make the melodies too complex, because probably then I'm the only one who really enjoy the melody, and the other one would say, yeah, it's probably too complex. I don't know. So I decided just the very first chord progression. And it took me really years, because I saved this idea, and it took me years until I continued to work on the track, because I had so many other stuff and so many other ideas to finish first. So here is the final project of this track. My second screen don't work anymore, and still had no time to order me a new screen because of my holidays and so on. But well, I have to work with one screen now. This is a 30-inch screen from Dell, and you know, you have to scroll every time, and I don't like scrolling. This is the reason why I had my screens upside down or vertically. Yeah, so let us listen to the chords. And first there are the pads, you know, these are the pads which I really used here. The atmospheric pad, which is really which has builds the background or the basing, and here is the new word. Yeah, select. And when I start, the very first time with the break, which is here, I keep on the harmonies, which is a D major, and then go over, stay on D, on the bass line or the bass ground, but then go to G major. No, first C, then G, and then again G major. Well, these are the pads. Another pad in the background, yeah, which just is only just an atmospheric sound. Atmospheric sound. Yeah, and well, let us go to the melody. The melody just here. I'll make it a little bit bigger. Yeah. And so on. This is the main plug and the main sound of the melody, but after the passage here, when everything starts and we go to the transition part, I added some new layers, and like I always, I couldn't stop me. I just couldn't get enough. So well, let me show you the crazy my crazy layering. Yeah, we have here the main plug, which goes up with a filter. Well, let me see. I've used Spire for this. I just put off the low frequencies a little bit. So now in the main part we have here the melody, the main plug, and the main sound with less low frequencies to make it the mixing a little bit better. But the next plug, I thought, well, it would be nice, because I thought, well, in the main part, when more sounds came in, the bassline came in, FX sounds, the percussion sounds, some other sounds, pads, and so on, the main plug was just a little bit too empty for me. So I thought, well, let me layer another plug. So I searched for some of my plugs which I have saved already, and just thought, well, let me add this plug. And this plug came in at 3 minutes, and in the main part would sound like this. So the very first plug, the main plug, and this plug would sound like this together. Okay, but it was still not enough for me, so I added another plug. And what you can do if you think the sound is not fit enough, you can just add another layer which plays the same melody, but put it 1 octave up. So it would sound like 1 octave, 12 semitones up. So it would sound like this. This is the third plug. So you have for the high frequencies like this sound here. With a longer release, so it would sound like more atmospheric. So now the 3 plugs together. I thought this sounds really cool already. But then I was still not satisfied and added another plug here in the main part, because for the main part I needed the melody more in front, and I didn't just make the volume up, I added another plug, and this is the 4th plug. Okay, the 4th plug. So now you can imagine how it goes further. It was still not enough. The 5th plug. A more square sound. Add a more square sound. Okay, well, 5 plugs here playing the melody. Well, sounds really well, I thought. But I don't know, it was still not enough in my opinion. I added another plug here. Starting also at 3 minutes, and go up with the filter and sound like this in the main part. A short saw plug. And yeah, you probably wonder, no, another plug I don't count anymore, probably you count. Okay. Now we have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plugs playing at the same time. Would sound like this. Oh, okay, well, again. Yeah, sounds really good. But somehow it was still not enough for me. I know, I added even more plugs. Now playing 2 octaves at the same time with different velocity. This plug here. Yeah, quite nice. Another plug, you know. I did the tune saw. Another plug. Which is morphing a little bit more. Okay. Yeah, and it's still not enough. It was still not enough for me, so another plug. You probably ask, was this necessary? Honestly, for me it was not necessary, but probably not really. Yeah, this is just the way how I produce, and I would say this was the last plug, but it's not the last plug. Okay, so now we have all plugs playing the melody here? Well, but let me show you how it would sound if only the very first pluck would play. It would sound like this. And this is just not enough, you know? So I had the idea to have the melody playing really fast. So I needed to add like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 plucks playing at the same time. And in the B part, the next part, after the melody played everything, I added the very last pluck. This pluck here at 3 minutes and 56. This is for the B part, just to, when you go into the B part, when you have the main 30 seconds of the main part, and you repeat the melody, you need something, or just in my opinion, you need something which will become even bigger or better, you know, which rises a little bit, so it wouldn't be just the same. So I tried to rise and bring in something new, and this was the last pluck for the higher frequencies. So now we have all plucks playing here, and this passage like this. And I just think in the end the result is important. I had this idea of the melody, the pluck melody, using for the main part, so I needed so much layers, but it's not usually that that's the way how I try to work and to add things. Well, and beside of this, in this same time, there are pads playing in the background. Well, let me see. These are the pads over here. This is the pad in the background. Just a arpeggiated, transgated pad in the background. Yeah, really nice. So I tried to add some new melodies or some little arpeggiates for the background. When you have the main melody, it's usually not enough for me. Like when you are composing for an orchestral song, you know, you have different instruments and they sometimes play, they usually don't play everything like all the same or the same melody at the same time. So every single like section, like violins or basses and so on, or just like the horns, play some very own melody. There's something just supporting, but when you have a big composition, you have different melodies. So I try to use this here as well. And well, in the main part, during the main part, there are also some pads which supports the melody. These are the pads. With much sidechain. Yeah, and now we go into the B part of the main part, and I had also some background pads. Oh, just really, yeah, background atmospheric pads. You won't hear them really, but the pads playing here. And I added a high pad. There's so many plugs in it that my PC is on the limit, you know. So we have some interruptions. This is the high. And so on, and go down. And I've also added for the B part some little blit atmospheric plugs, which also for the background I really enjoy to build in some stuff like this. And it goes from left to right. And I think this is really trancey. This is why I love trance. Added also this plug here. Yeah, with the other sounds in the background. And a really slow melody, a really slow melody here, starting also in the B part. With long releases. We see. And so on. What's also in the background playing around, I usually use some vocals which support some gated vocal, which sounds like this. Yeah, I really love those vocals in a trance song. Yeah, and also it plays in the background, you know. Also moving also from left to right. And I had not enough vocals, so I added this vocal here. And another background vocal sounds like this. It's just atmospheric. Just an atmospheric sound. So all vocals all together will sound like this. And this is why I love trance so much, because of such really nice sounds. Well, I have also some bass lines in here, like a basic offbeat bass line like this, which is gave the track the main pressure. Another bass line, also a bass line, offbeat bass line, another bass line with playing 8 notes, mid bass line, like a rolling bass line. Alright, bass line plucker. Well, let me see. And for the high frequencies, and this is probably an atmospheric bass line. Oh, just a high bass line. Also really simple. And this is the last bass line here. Yeah. So these are the 7 bass lines playing at the same time. All bass lines all together. With the kick. All blacks. So these are probably, these are the main parts of this track. Yeah, what else do we have? Yeah, some percussions. Sounds like this. Also several plug sounds and so on, and yeah, effect sounds, yeah, swooshes and so on. So these are the main parts of this track. So if you're also producing music, I hope this was interesting for you to see what's inside of this production. This track will be released on Future Sound of Egypt. And what's probably interesting about this track, when I was working on the track, I thought it would be really interesting for Future Sound of Egypt, because it has this trancey sound, which you also hear similar similar to some other tracks which were released on Future Sound of Egypt, and I really enjoy this sound. And when I was working on the track, I had finished the break, the transition, and the main part of this track. And usually when I send a track to a label, it's already finished. But I couldn't stop me and just send the unfinished version to Fadi from Fadi and Fila, just to show him the track. And he asked me actually if we could do a collab with this track, because he really enjoyed the result or the idea of the song. And I thought, like, well, yeah, sure, why not? A collaboration with Alin Fila would be really great. So I export him all the files, as audio files with the solo parts, like the melody, the bass lines, the percussion, and so on, which I already had finished, and sent it to him. But then I waited several months so he could work on the track. But you know, Fadi's really busy. He's on tour. He has so much stuff to do. And yeah, after several months, I asked him again, what about the collab? Do we have some further progression? And he answered me in the end, like, I really enjoy your track, your ideas, but I had not the feeling that I could add enough to make the track better and to bring in my ideas to make the track better and to change the track so that we could actually call it a collab. So he said like I should finish the song on my own, and probably we can make another collaboration in the future. So I said, yeah, really, I respect this, because he didn't say like, yeah, finish this track and I put just my name on it and we call it a collaboration. He was really fair, and he said like, yeah, I tried, but I couldn't add enough. So then I finished this track on my own, and let me see, probably we'll have another collaboration in the future. Yeah, but then we have like to work a little bit more, I think, because most of the parts were really already finished. And yeah, I hope it was interesting for you to see what's inside of this production and the story behind of this track. And yeah, if you want, just leave me a comment how you enjoyed this video, and yeah, you can support me with buying this track. And you can also find me on Facebook, on Twitter, on SoundCloud, Instagram, And I hope to see you next time. And Morris, bye bye.